turns what? No, she said black.
Black.
She said it turns black. Right. So think about it. The Bible just said that Christ looked like burnished brass as if it burned in a fire. So then you know what? Yeah, he was brown, but he looked like he was burnt, which means what? He was black. Christ was black. Does that one look like he's black? Which one looks like a black Christ with white woolly hair and red eyes? Is it the one that you pointed at, or which one? It's that one. That is closer to Christ, which guess what? He looks like you.
Right.
You look like Christ.
Right.
Bible.
Hey, I told him to point to Jesus. He pointed to the men on the left.
Do you know who Jesus is? Do you know who Jesus looked like? Yeah, the sign's supposed to be flipped. You say that's Jesus. Who would you say is Christ?
The one on the right.
The one on the right on that side?
Yeah.
Which one? Hey, flip those signs because they're in the wrong spot. Which one you say is Christ?
I mean, I usually, like, I identify with the one that I, like, growing up, we identify with the ones on the
So, like, what's your name, King? What is it? Jason? Jason. So you say it's the one on the left. That's the one everybody gives us, right? Do you know the description of Christ is in the Bible? You pointed that one. Aim. You pointed that one. You know the description of Christ is in the Bible? Did you know that? Abel, it's in the Bible. Let's see what it says in the Bible, because just like my brother Jason, a lot of us grew up believing in that. A lot of our people have those images hanging in their living room, hanging in their bedroom. They pray to that. When you go to church, that's what they give us. But they don't give us what's in the Bible, right? The description has been in the Bible. Give me that. Starting at 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So it says this is the revelation of Jesus Christ. When you read the first chapter in Revelations, it's talking about Christ, that whole chapter, right? Watch, read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So it says he gave us this description for us to know in these times what's going to happen. Because guess what? Our people will forget what Christ looked like. Let's go to verse 14 and get that description. So my brother Jason is not confused anymore as to what Christ looked like. Watch, read.
Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
See that? Jason, it says that the hair on his head was white like wool. Which one of those has white woolly hair? Point at it. Is that white hair? White woolly hair? No, that's not white. That's like brown hair. But it's straight. It's not woolly. You know what woolly hair looks like? Look, touch your head. That's woolly hair. Which one of those has hair like you? Oh, yeah. He has hair like you, right? That's woolly hair. That's the same hair that Christ has. Just like my brother Abel has the same hair. Watch, read that again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes,
it says, and his eyes, read,
were as a flame of fire.
It says his eyes were as a flame of fire. What color is fire?
Red.
It's red. Which one of those has red hair? Red eyes, red eyes. There you go. He has red eyes. So far, that description is closer to what we read in the Bible, right? Watch, read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So it says his feet were like fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace. What color is brass? Jason, do you know?
What color is that? What color?
That's brass. Brass is a dark brown.
What color is this?
West.
No, what color?
What color is that?
Wow.
It's brown.
Good job.
So look what it's
Right.
saying. Like, read that part again.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So it says his feet were like fine brass, but now you get that brass and it says as if it was burned in a furnace.
Right.
When you burn something in a furnace, what happens to it? If you put something in fire, what's gonna happen to it?
It's gonna burn.
Right.
But what color does it turn when it come out? Like if you, well, it's brown already, so if you put it in a fire, what's gonna happen to it?
On fire.
What happens to what you put in the fire?
It's gonna get on fire.
It's gonna get on fire, and it's gonna turn what color? Like if you burn rice, if you burn a cake, if you burn a tortilla, what's gonna happen to it?
It's gonna be hot.
It molds.
The what?
It molds.
It molds. Not really. When it comes to brass, when you burn this brass, what you're doing is you're tanning that color. You're tanning the metal, so it gets darker and darker. So the darker it gets.
That's his mom. I'm sure she cooks.
Hey sis, you cook?
No, not that much.
Okay, let me ask you a question though. When you cook something, right? You got something on the stove, and you forget about it, and it burns. What happens to it? What color does it turn? See what your mom said? She said, what she say? It turns what?
Wow.
She said black.
Black.
She said it turns black.
Right.
So think about it. The Bible just said that Christ looked like burnished brass as if it burned in a fire. So let you know what? Yeah, he was brown, but he looked like he was burnt, which means what? He was black.
Yes.
Christ was black. Does that one look like he's black? Which one looks like a black Christ with white woolly hair and red eyes? Is it the one that you pointed at, or which one? It's that one. That is closer to Christ, which guess what? He looks like you.
Right.
You look like Christ.
Right.
Did you know that? So when people ask you, what does Christ look like? You got to say, he looked like me.
That's
He
right.
looked just like you. You are in the image of Christ. You know why? Because you are an Israelite. You are a king on this earth. You descend from the 12 tribes of Israel. Says, you got to understand this. Says we are the greatest people on this earth.
Right.
The thing is, we have forgotten about this. We forgot about our identity.
Right.
We forgot how special we are.
Right.
We get so used to how this world treats us that we start believing in it. We walk around with low self-esteem, but guess what? We are the greatest people on this earth.
That's
Give me that.
right.
Give me that in Deuteronomy 7:6.
Bring it up.
Because guess what? People walk around with low self-esteem.
Right.
We got to get rid of that. We got to understand that we are the greatest people on this earth.
That's right.
We are above everything that goes on this world, right?
Right.
That's why God tells us to separate from the world.
Right.
Because guess what? We better than that. Watch, read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It says we are a holy people unto the Lord our God. You know what the word holy means? What does it mean? That's close, but it means separate.
Right.
When you read the word holy, it's not talking about like at the church they got all these saints. It's not talking about that. It says that we are a separate people. We
Right.
different. That's what it's saying. Watch, read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
It says, Jason, it's saying that the Lord chose you to be special unto him, unto himself. It's something special. Is it good? Like, do you have your favorite toy? A toy that's special to you? One that you like more than others? What is it? What's your favorite toy? Spider-Man. That toy is special to you then. What would happen if you lost it? It would not be special, right? So guess what? That's what the Lord is saying right here. He's saying that we are a special people unto him. That means if we're not here anymore, he's not going to like that. We are special to him. Watch, read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
It says that we are above all the people upon the face of the earth.
That's right.
That's how special you are. He created us to be above all the people on this earth.
Right.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So guess what, sis? We got to come back to keeping God's law so we can get back to that.
Right.
We got to come back to keeping and applying what's in this Bible. For far too long, we've already been at the bottom. For far too long, we get treated like the lowest of the lowest, right? So guess what? We got to come back to keeping these laws.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 6. These are the things that we got to be teaching our children. These are the things that we have to be doing to elevate ourselves, to get out of the condition that we're in. We got to separate from everything that this world teaches us, because guess what? All they do is teach sin. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
Verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it.
So guess what? We got to be learning the commandments of God. Wherever we are, sis, this is the things that we got to be doing, right? Watch, read verse 7.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
It says, and we have to teach them diligently to our children, to train them up in the way that they got to go. So you know what diligently means? You know what the word diligently means? What does it mean, sis, to be diligent? consistency.
Right.
You have to always be doing it. Guess what? From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. But you know what? It's not only saying it verbally, it's also by action. It's also by your example.
Right.
The way you do it, the way you behave. You got to see that example also. That's a way of being diligent. Watch, read that verse again.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house,
Read.
and when thou walkest by the way.
It says you got to teach it to them when you're in the house, when you're walking by the way. Like right now, you walking, right? You're supposed to be teaching those commandments to your children. Like guess what? One of the things that we're supposed to be doing as we're walking, right? Like what I do, I got kids. As we're walking, I tell my daughter, you know what? You know you're not supposed to wear pants as a woman. The Bible says women are supposed to be wearing what?
Dress.
What does it say?
Dress.
A dress. See,
That's right.
my young brother knows
Right.
already. That's the thing that you gotta do, sis. So guess what? You gotta not only point it out, but you gotta be doing it also, sis. You gotta have your dress on, because you know about the commandments. You said it. So now guess what? That action gotta come into play, and you gotta point it out to the children. You gotta point out. So sis, you gotta have a dress on.
Right.
Sis, you gotta put your dress on. So guess what? Now your daughter gonna have a dress on.
Right.
This is the things that we gotta be doing to better ourselves.
Right.
If we really want to say that we love God,
Right.
because I'm gonna ask you, do you love God? Do you love God, sis? Then why are we not doing what He says to do?
Bring it out.
Because it's dangerous to be wearing.
How
a
is it
dress
dangerous,
here.
sis? Why do you say it's dangerous?
Nowadays, you can't even walk out with someone harassing you
Okay,
because now men feel like they can do this.
so do they do that to women that's wearing pants?
They still do.
So they do, sis. They do. They do. So guess what? But what type of dress are you gonna be wearing also? Because let me tell you this: when our sisters wear, huh? It's got to be modest. It's not, because even with pants, when it comes to pants, sis, when the women wear pants, what do they do when they put on their pants and they stand in front of a mirror? What are they doing? You know, sis.
Reflecting.
They look at the mirror and be like, let me see how my pants look. Is my butt showing? They wear the tightest pants. I don't see women wearing baggy pants. They wearing the tightest pants in the world, sis. And guess what those pants do? They show your figure. They show your figure, sis. That's why when you read the scripture, it tells you what type of dress to wear. It don't tell you to wear a tight one. It's doing that for a reason. It's doing that not only to keep you safe, but guess what? Also doing it to keep your brother safe. Your brother away from lusting over you. They not seeing your body. Give me that Deuteronomy 22:5. Oh, give me modest. Give me Timothy. All right, sis?
Hey, ask JC on before you.
Hey, Jason, so what color is Christ?
Oh!
What you talking about? We just went over it.
Come on, JC.
Come on, JC, come look at it.
Hey, go on.
Point at it one more time.
Do it again.
What?
Do it again.
JC, we just went over it. Christ looked like you. Yeah, that's Christ, according to the scriptures. Come on, Jason, don't forget that, JC. You look like Christ, all right? Don't forget about it. Give me modest. Watch, read that. Watch this.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that the woman adorn themselves in modest apparel.
It says, and also that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel. Hey, somebody give me the definition of modest. It says that they adorn themselves in modest apparel. So what is modest? Because a lot of people have different definitions of what modesty is. I want to know what you say is modest. And then I ask my brother right here is,
There's no
Hey.
need to flaunt what's inside, what you have.
is what?
You can't flaunt your body.
You can't flaunt, yes, but give me a little bit more, because that's,
Oh,
oh, what do you say modest is?
Modest is when you dress yourself appropriately for the culture, I guess.
For the culture. What? But that's a little vague. I need a little bit more. What do you say, sis? What is modest?
¿Qué es
Sí.
modestia?
Habla español.
Sí.
¿Qué es modestia? No sabe. Vamos a leer la definición. We're going to read the definition. You speak Spanish? So can we go in Spanish? All right, all praises. Yeah, read that. We got the definition in English, so we're going to read it in English and then we're going to translate it.
The definition of modest dressing or behaving so as to avoid impropriety or indecency, especially to avoid attracting sexual attention.
It says especially to do what?
To avoid attracting sexual attention.
Especially to avoid attracting sexual attention. Now, translate that in Spanish. I know you can do it. I know you got it in you.
Vistiéndose o como para evitar impropiedad o indecencia, especialmente para evitar atrayendo atención sexual.
Dice, eso es lo que es la modestia, no atraer atención sexual. Entonces, el vestido que la mujer se debe de poner debe de ser no pegado, no apretado, enseñando la figura. Porque eso va a detener la atención sexual. Este es el ejemplo. Este es un ejemplo de algo inmodesto, ¿verdad? Ahora dame Deuteronomio 22:5. Ahora, hermana, fíjese, no se vaya. Give us 5 more minutes, because I want to talk to you. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? José. Quédate, José. Mira, vamos a leer esto y luego quiero hablar contigo. And I want you to stay and hear it.
Deuteronomio capítulo 22, versículo 5. No vestirá la mujer traje de hombre.
Esto es el mandamiento que está en la Biblia de la mujer. Fíjate lo que dice. ¿Lees otra vez?
No vestirá la mujer traje de hombre.
Dice, no vestirá la mujer traje de hombre. ¿Qué es el traje de hombre? Pantalones. El pantalón es el traje de hombre. Porque los pantalones tienen un cierre enfrente. ¿Para qué hace ese cierre?
Back in ancient times, there was no pants and or gowns as well.
No, there was pants, sis. There was pants. There was pants.
Come on.
Yes. Give me Exodus 28 in the last verse.
Come right here. You can come right here.
Mira, lee eso. Watch.
Come right here. You can
Read in English.
The book of Exodus chapter 28 verse 42.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt make them linen breeches.
Linen what?
Breeches.
You know what breeches are? They still use it in the South as a term for what? For pants. For pants and breeches. Breeches were pants like short pants. They came up.
Breeches.
Watch, read. Hey, brother, I wanted you to stay here because I wanted to touch your cross. All right, you said it. Watch, read.
And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness. From the loins even unto the thighs they shall reach.
It says from the loin to the thigh, they're going to reach. Read.
And they shall be upon Aaron.
Upon who?
Aaron and upon his sons.
It says it'll be to Aaron and his sons.
Right.
This one was given to them to wear, to the men to wear, not to the women. What you're thinking about the gown, that's what Greeks used to wear. What's the image of white Jesus? Let me see, because they have it right there. This, what you got in your mind is this. A Greek attire. That's what they wore. What we wore back then was not that. It was more of like a sarape that we wore, a poncho. That's more what we wore. But guess what? We had pants under them.
Right.
That's because shorts essentially is short pants. That's what shorts are. That's where it comes from. So what a lot of our people think we was wearing back then is what this is, was this Greekish customs. That's how, because you know what? Every time you see a movie about Christ, anytime you see a movie about those times, this is how they always dressed them.
Right.
They never dressed them to how they actually was.
Right.
Because guess what? We were wearing fringes also. Put that down. You can put that down. Another thing that we was wearing is what? We was wearing fringes. Did you know about that?
All right, come on.
That's something that we're supposed to be wearing on the bottom of our garments.
The natives wear that.
You see the Native Americans? You can pick it up. Pick it up. You see right there on the bottom? Our people wore fringes. This is one way you know who our people are, because guess what? A lot of them today still wear them and don't understand why. They don't know where it came from. That is a law in the Bible. This was something that we had to wear.
Come on.
So, like for us, our sisters, like my wife, my daughters, they wear their modest dress and they have fringes on the bottom of their dress, just how it says it in the Bible. Watch, give me the fringes. Read that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38.
Bring it out.
Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
It says that we gotta have fringes in the border of the garment. What's a border?
Why? What's the reasoning for it?
We're gonna read it. But answer this question: what is a border? Is the border like four corners, or is it? It's circular, right? The whole thing. Right. So it says we gotta have fringes on the border. That's why you see our shirts. We have it all the way around, right? Read.
Throughout their generations.
It says throughout our generations. So that means as long as we're generating, as long as we're having kids, and those kids are having kids, so on and so on, they gotta be wearing fringes also. Read.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
And they gotta have a ribbon of blue upon the fringe. That's why you see the ribbon of blue over the fringe. You don't see it on top. It's over the fringe. That's how it says it in the Bible. You want to know why? We about to read it. Why?
Come on.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
This commandments of the Lord. Right. You know how some people, they're boiling, let's say they're boiling beans, right, on the stove. They'll tie a string on their finger and be like, so I don't forget that that's what I got going on. They'll go to the store because they got it on a low flame. They'll be like, well, I got this on my finger. Oh, I got some on the stove. I got to go before they burn it.
Right.
It's the same thing with the fringe.
Right.
It's the same thing. Because guess what? You might be walking down the street and you might see a street vendor that's sending some pork chops. And you be like, oh, you know what? Let me get some pork chops. And then you lift up your shirt to get your water. You be like, oh, I got fringes. I'm not supposed to eat pork. Right. That's a commandment. That's what these fringes are for, a reminder to keep God's commandments.
Right.
Because when you read right up above, somebody broke the Sabbath day. They were picking up sticks to cut a fire on. We're not supposed to be cutting on fire during the Sabbath. They got put to death. So the Lord gave us fringes as a reminder to keep the commandments. That's what the purpose of the fringes for is.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the